Okay, we have to talk about the Carlton game. Okay, we have to do a Carlton witch ramble about this fucking game, which on so many levels is something else. It's something else. Okay, so the energy of today is wild. Up until 8:30 tonight, we're kind of in positive territory, right? Like we're nurturing ourselves towards the truth. Like we're remembering who people are that make us feel like family. We're working hard. Okay. We might be feeling a little bit tired because the moon is void until 1 a.m. tomorrow. And so because the moon was in Cancer and then it's gone void, that can be a bit of a sleepy, bit of a kind of down kind of energy. So you might not feel at your best, okay? You might not. Some people that'll hit you really hard. But because of that sextile to Mars in Virgo today that we had about 10:40, so that was when the moon went void, right? So it went void with an active aspect, right? Like it went void with a get shit done kind of aspect. So that's a positive. But for the game tonight at 8:32 p.m., the void moon in Cancer, right, which is very fucking emotional and is looking at details because it went void with Mars and Virgo. That bitch is coming into your childhood wound. It is coming into your wound of identity. And for the Carlton team, that's pretty fucking huge because what this aspect is doing and what is currently happening in the rest of the universal energy is retrograding. So we are looking backwards. And one of the time points in which we are looking backwards to is March, where all of this fucking bullshit started this year, right, for Carlton, where we began down and then we kept going down and then we kept going down and we kept making bad choices and going down. So we've got a lot to fucking think about and this energy is not going to let us off. So it's interesting to me that we already have two things that are making us look back, right? Like we have Weeder's 200th. Let's look back at his 200 games. And then Doc enters the fucking game. Doc, like, come on. The moon is in Cancer. We are already having feelings. We didn't need that, right? So the interesting part of that energy is that between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. tonight, there is a massive shift, right? So at 8:30, we get a pretty down energy, like a pretty depressing fucking energy. And it is this energy of almost like curiosity, but like in the dark, deep fucking wounds of your psyche that stop you from being yourself. So the response to that can go one way or the other, right? It can put you in a deep, dark fucking hole and you won't be able to see shit. Or you kind of go, I'm going to fight this, right? Hopefully we're doing that. Hopefully the energy of Doc coming to the fucking table, the king of fighters when it comes to fight that shit, hopefully he gets that energy into the team, right? So the aspect at 9:30, Sun in Leo, Saturn in Aries, who's retrograde, right? Bitch, that's a battleground right there. That's a battleground right there. That is, Sun in Leo, right, is bringing the fucking ego. It's bringing the ego, right? And then Saturn in Aries in retrograde is like we're building something new here. So with both of these teams, this could be wild energy because I feel like Carlton have a lot to be affected by looking back at the past right now. A lot of dark shit going on since March. There's a lot of mistakes that have been made, but we're also looking back with a positive energy and we've got one of the biggest fighters who's also kind of part of that looking back, right? And then this 9:30 aspect that wants you to confidently fucking build something that belongs to you. Make something yours. Stand up for who the fuck you are, right? Now that aspect, 9:30, the way that that's likely to affect the Hawks is an overflow of ego. An overflow of ego, which could do two things, okay? Which could make them completely unstoppable, or it could make them very fucking distracted by trying to be in their ego, by trying to shine their fucking lights, okay? So, could go either way. So, let's have a little looky at the individuals. I've had to move you to this side because that's where the spreadsheet is. Right, we're going to go straight into looking at the Carlton team and some people that I wouldn't fucking trust. Okay, I'm not going to trust them under this energy. So let me just see who's fucking playing because I don't want to talk about them if they're not. Right, Durds, right, he's first on my fucking list, right, Corey Durden. Now, Corey Durden is an interesting case for this fucking energy because he's being chaotically pointed towards his fucking future, but right now he's kind of facing too much chaos in his discipline energy. So I'm not sure I would trust him to be very fucking direct, okay? I would trust him to be fiery, but being direct, not great. I'm worried about Adam Sard getting injured. I'm worried about TDK getting injured. And I'm worried about... There was somebody else. TDK, Sard, fucking somebody else. Anyway, I'll find them down the list in a minute. Okay, look. Charlie is being asked a number of fucking questions about like what sort of a man are you going to be. So depending on how that kind of comes out, how he sees this kind of looking back at his wound story, which is quite traumatic, and how he wants to come forward, again, it's going to fire him up or it's going to shut him down. But yeah, there's a few people negatively affected, which is not going to be great. Like there is an energy in our mind right now of like, slow down. So people who have a fast mind are not likely to be at their fastest, but they're likely to still be able to think better than the rest of us, right? So, look, Pitto could be questioning some things, to be honest. He's got a bit of a questioning kind of energy. He's also like, there's a bit of unsureness about his relationship energy, right? Which could be a problem. We've also got Mitch McGovern's masculine energy is in a little bit of like a dark spot, like not quite sure what to do with it, right? Cripps too. Cripps is like gonna be heavily questioning himself. I got no doubt in my mind about that. His mind is going to be in the past, right? Now he's a Pisces and his Mercury is in Pisces, right? So his memories are made with feelings. So the amount of emotion that could potentially be blocking him tonight is going to be fucking huge. It's going to be huge. But being a Pisces, he can turn that energy into whatever the fuck he wants, power, if he wants to. So let's hope he does that. Because otherwise he's going to be fucking 10 years in the past in his mind, you know, and he's not going to be present at all. You know, we've got Weeders, Silvani and Young. Is Young playing? But they are really looking at... No, he's not. Right. So they're like really looking at like who the fuck they want to be, what sort of men they want to be, who do I want to be, and how am I going to be that person, right? So there is also like a bit of heavy criticism on themselves. And I feel like both of them, because they are quite optimistic, hard energies, I think they'll be able to push through it. But they also could have a lot on their fucking minds, all right? Decoding, I don't know. He's got a lot going on, right? Like his whole mind is like in a bit of haze. It's sort of reanalyzing things. He's got this expansion of like what family means and what respect means. And like, there's a very possessive energy to how he's like choosing to share his masculine energy side and how he's, you know, motivating himself. There's a bit of a selfishness to that right now. And there is kind of this opening up of like times in the past when he wasn't allowed to be himself, right? So there's a lot of questioning kind of going on for him, which could be a bit of a letdown. To be honest, it could be a bit of a letdown. Another one who could be like, and like is definitely going to be stuck in the dark, but could have a like very distracted mind is Doc. Right? Is Doc. So hopefully, you know, the positive kind of shines through, you know, that he's like moving forward out of that kind of stressful situation. Yeah, but we've got a few people to be fucking worried about. We've got a few people to be worried about. All right, let's look at these other fuckers. Oh, God. Okay. Now, this is great because a lot of the Hawks energy is ego-related, and ego-related shit right now is all kinds of fucked up, good and bad, okay? So, look, I'm worried about, and when I say worried, I mean the high-risk injury person for them is Jarman Impey, okay? Like, if you're listening to this, bud, sit down. Sit down. That shit's danger. Okay, so people like Dylan Moore, Josh Ward, Carl Amon, however we say his name. their egos could be completely out of fucking control, and with the inability to be able to wrangle that shit in. Okay, so that's going to lead to some distraction, but also, especially for Dylan Moore, he could be questioning where he's going in the future. Josh Ward could be questioning his money situation, right? Josh Ward and Carl Armand, their minds are not going to be working very well, okay? They're just not at all. They're not going to be as fast-minded as they normally would. They make a lot of their moves. Josh Ward moves a lot intuitively, and Carl Armand moves a lot based on like the relationships that he has with people and knowing people, right? They both move a lot from there, but they both use their mind to be able to make fast decisions, and that shit is not available to them at the moment. Tom Mitchell and Will Day also don't have that energy available to them as much as they normally do, okay? So that could be a fucking positive, right? Josh Weddle is all kinds of energetically fucked up. All kinds. His ego, his emotional space, his relationships with people, how he uses his masculine energy, how he expands his life, all of that shit is all kinds of messed up. All kinds. He could really be in his fucking head, but being that he is a Gemini, he could be taking that out on other people. But I wouldn't trust him to be at his best. I definitely fucking wouldn't, okay? Josh Battle as well. All kinds of mind fuckery going on. Sam Frost, is he playing? Is he playing? Let's look at Ginnivan. Oh, Ginnivan's still going to be trouble. Ginnivan's still going to be trouble. Nick Watson's still going to be trouble, right? Neither of those two are getting completely fucked up, right? So that's going to be a problem. Gunston, relationship issues, potentially being judgmental, or childhood wound activated. Okay, so he could be in his head. Fantastic. Great. Okay, so look, the overall energy that's happening at 8:30, the overall energy of Hawthorn being an Aries team, it's likely to fuck them, right? So their overall energy is likely to be fucked up by that, because that causes a huge problem, right? It causes this huge identity wound in a number of their players, in the overall energy of the players as well. And in the individual playing group, there's a lot of people who are not of their right mind. So they're definitely overthinking. There's definitely like blockages to be able to like intuitively communicate with each other. There's a lot of underlying wound placements open right fucking now. And they will be 8:30 to 9:30. And once we get to 9:30, we will start seeing a little bit more of a hardness to people the closer to that time that we get, right? Because the energy between those two is almost like, feel this fucking wound and then choose to fucking build something from it confidently. So people who can kind of respond, Harry was the other person I was worried about getting injured. People who can respond to like dark energy in a positive way are going to do the best with this, right? Because we're getting this kind of dark energy, and when you can use that to build something, that's when you get this extra power, right? So for people who can do that, we're looking at people like Jai Newcomb, okay? We're looking at, and I don't know if all of these people are playing, right? Connor McDonald, right? Dylan Moore. Like, these people have better access to being able to overcome the fucking darkness. That's not saying that they will. It's just that they have better access to being able to fucking do it, okay? I want all of their fucking birth times. I'd be able to be so much more accurate, okay? Now, for our people who have this ability to kind of overcome darkness, I hate to fucking tell you, mate, we don't have that many, and I'm sure you're not surprised. Fogarty is one of them. Okay, Fog is one of them, but he questioning his future right now. He questioning his future. His good year is not going to be until next year, so currently he's questioning his fucking future, which could be a huge problem. Okay, Blake Acres also, are we getting him back? Yeah, okay, so he's somebody as well. We can probably rely on him a little bit more than other people. He has that ability, and also Doc, but we already knew that without even knowing his the map of his psyche, right? So those are the ones that can really turn dark energy into positive energy, right? They can really overcome it. So it's not all bad. And hopefully we get that lift that we need from the fact that it's Weeder's 200th and that it's Doc's last one. And they at least fucking bring it. and they at least bring it. I'm getting the fucking cards. Hold on. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Right. The energy of the Carlton team, please, at the start. How are they feeling now? Yeah. Fucking covered in illusion, thinking of the past, really kind of having their emotional placements activated. But look, ready for a new fucking journey. It's like this is kind of signifying a new journey for them, to be honest, but they are like very blocked with like stuff from the past. What's going on? The Seven of Cups is like being blocked with emotional energy, right? Like it's kind of bringing judgment to places that you should have burned to the ground. It's like bringing truth is not really the right word here, but it's like bringing an understanding to the way that things have happened in the past, right? And like truly understanding them. And one of the things that is coming to mind is that idea of like that we saw in the video with Doc of, I'm sorry, we can't win together. Like, how long have we been at this and we haven't won? There's a realization that's fucking setting in, and there is a judgment being made to each individual who has been a part of that for longer times, right? The kids are going to be the up energy for us. See, something that's happening that's taken a long fucking time to come in has gone through a lot of fucking loss, and there is almost this energy of like, well, fuck, the rest of us that kind of fucking started with him or started like have been at this game a while, are we also going to be walking out without a win? Did we leave everything on the table? Do you know what I mean? So we're in that kind of fucking energy. Yeah, they're really being called to recognize that it's up to them if they want to fucking change it, okay? And how will they feel at the end of the game, please? How will they feel at the end of the game? I mean, like it was a final battle. That's not bad. That's not bad. Ready for the journey. Ready for the fucking journey. There's something about it that is going to feel destined. Destined. Okay. Like they need each other. Oh, like they need each other spiritually if they want this new fucking beginning to come in. Like finally a recognition that they need each other. Okay. Okay. Let's check on these fucking Hawks. All right, Hawks, how's your energy at the start of the game? How's your energy at the start of the game, please, Hawks? Let's just flick over. Yep, that seems right, doesn't it? That seems fucking right. So not super aligned because of a bit of ego, right? But having a good time. Having a good time. They're having a good time. They're not worried. They're having a good time. They know their fucking worth. They know who they are. All right, so they're confident. They're confident. Oh, I do like this though for them. I do like this for them. They're confident, but they're walking into some kind of emotional difficulty. Fun. How are they going to feel at the end of the game? Slow and steady and stuck. Waiting for something and darkness. Huh. Okay. Okay. Let's get the fucking numbers cards. Like we've been doing, let's give them a shuffle. The one in my left hand will be the Hawks. The one in my right hand will be Carlton, and the numbers are going to relate to higher or lower who the winner will be. Okay, Hawks, Carlton. $16 Hawks, 42. Wouldn't that be a piece of positive fuckery to start the weekend? Fuck the Hawks. Go Blues. This one for Doc. That's his win.